We are continuing our journey to the TVFCU Idea Leap grant giveaway that'll be taking place later this spring in the month of May, where they're giving away a lot of money to area businesses in the North Ocoee region, Northwest Georgia, and as well as right here in Chattanooga. So we're having a chance to be a part of the Ocoee-Bradley County part of it, as well as North Georgia. So this morning, let's head down to Ringgold and meet Jessie Thornton at Jessie Thornton Karate. Well, we have definitely changed locations this morning. We are at Jessie Thornton's Karate Studios in downtown Ringgold, and I want to begin with a bow. May I do that?
Send.
Jessie and Joy Thornton. We've been here for a little bit of time, so I've seen some other folks come in, and that's what they all do, right? When they come to the mat, they bow.
Bow. It's
That signifies what?
respect for one another and the instructors.
So remember that, because this respect idea is going to weave through our conversation this morning. So we're here because y'all are on the road. You're a semifinalist in this TVFCU Idea Leap grant. Congratulations.
Thank you.
As I understand it, you've kind of been encouraged to do this in previous years. You never really thought about it. This is your first time to enter.
Yes, ma'am.
And here you are. You're born and raised here in Ringgold.
Yes, ma'am.
You enjoy Met in Knoxville. But like so many kids, transcending time and space, you grew up and times weren't always easy. So you found yourself sometimes at school having some pretty hard times. And yet you found your way to karate, and it changed everything for you.
Yes, ma'am. It was hard, but God has blessed us so much. Back in the 60s, we went through some changes when they integrated the school system.
Uh-huh.
And, and I didn't know how to protect myself, and I was the last of 14. And, so my brothers and sisters, they were there in some years that I was in school with them. And then when they went on high school, I didn't have any help. And so I started watching Kung Fu and different karate movies and going out in the yard trying to see if I could figure out how to do it.
So now here we are in 2025, and you've got kids and adults coming through your door. But so often, I'm sure with the kids, they might be having their own struggles.
Absolutely.
And you can help them.
And, and it's been a blessing to be able to do that. I see so many kids that come through here.
We have a lot of teachers even call, and or kids will come in, parents come in and say their teacher recommended that they take karate because he helps them with confidence and focusing.
Mm-hmm.
So even in school.
And patience. Isn't that an awful lot of what you learn? And you said this is American Taekwondo. Is that right? So as we're talking, in just a minute, the doors are going to open up. You have a class for adults.
Yes.
Is it every Thursday?
Every Tuesday and Thursday
at 11:30. So you are working on a weekly basis with kids as little as 3, and adults. You've had one well into their 80s before. Working with. So is the strengthening that you find in American Taekwondo the mental as well as the physical?
Yes, definitely. The thing about it is that you're not only learning martial arts, but you're learning how to live out here, when you're not here. Out here in the public.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of times people are intimidated just by other people's looks.
Mm-hmm.
It teaches you how to deal with that. It teaches you how to deal with peer pressure.
Is breathing a part of it?
Yes, ma'am.
Breathing?
You don't breathe, you pass out.
Well, because I think a lot of us deal with stress a lot.
Yes.
And then that stress, we all can internalize it in different ways. Some people get angry, some people get depressed. But if you can learn to address the stress in the moment, you offset a lot of those repercussions. Is that fair to say?
That's correct.
Yes, I've even had some of the ladies say, I'm just so glad to be here to be able to punch the bag.
Mm-hmm.
Get that aggression out, punching the bag.
Yeah.
So,
that's a real thing.
yes.
That there's the physicality in the punch.
Yes.
So here you are, to talk to you. It's not a surprise to me when I first walked in the door. Joy's this kind of gregarious person. And then Jessie is a little bit more quiet and reserved, which is the Taekwondo expert in you, I guess. But I just found out, I'm looking at all these trophies. They're your personal trophies.
Yes, ma'am.
And you threw away when this storm happened and y'all had to kind of go through and begin to renovate 2.5 dumpsters full. That's a lifetime of accolades, Jessie.
It still bothers me to this day.
He did take pictures of all of them, so we do have some record of them still.
Yeah. So when you're on the mat, is that the right phrase? When you're on the mat, and you're fighting, is that also the right phrase, or is it competing? Are you fighting? Competing. Okay. You're competing with somebody. I thought that was going to be the answer. What is your mindset?
Well, trying to make sure that I can avoid the techniques that they're throwing at me, and to be able to counter and use my techniques to hit them to score with.
So strategy.
Yes, ma'am.
Thinking ahead. All the things that young people especially need some help with. I guess you have to learn too how to accept your own mistakes when you don't win.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Well, I try to teach all of my students is that it's not a matter of winning and losing. It's how you learn to play the game. The winning will come, but you got to go out there and find out what's best for you to work with. And then.
And he's speaking from experience with that. When he first got started, he didn't win all the time. Matter of fact, he didn't win at all at first when he was a kid.
You're going to pay for that later. Did you see that look he just gave you?
But he stuck with it. I mean, it was how many tournaments you did?
I did 44 tournaments and never won one single match.
What kept you going?
Mr. Kiker, my instructor, he told me, he said, you can win when you want to. I said, I'm trying my best. He said, you keep trying, it'll happen. And that next tournament, I won my first fight, and I started jumping up and down and screaming and yelling, and everybody thought I won a world championship that day. And
It was for him.
But then I explained to them why, and then they looked at me like I lost my mind.
But Jessie, that is so relevant, especially today where we live in this world, especially for young people where they want instant gratification. Exactly. It's not even their fault, really. It's just what they've grown up experiencing. Right. To know that, what is that phrase? That luck is where opportunity meets preparation. You ever heard that?
That's good.
So you didn't get lucky. You just put in all the work.
It was by the grace of God.
So I would love to linger with you, and I can't. But I bet there are a lot of people out there thinking, I want to come into your studios. You're kind of an ongoing entry, right? People can sign up as they wish. Are your classes, or do you do one-on-one?
Well, we do both.
Mostly classes, though. We have a few one-on-one.
Okay.
And they're 50-minute classes. And we're open 5 days a week.
Well, let me show you where you can get in touch with him. And he has big plans. If he wins the money with TVFCU, with that Idea Leap grant, they're going to do a little bit more in this room, make some more comfortable seating when parents and family come to watch.
And we're also going to sponsor some of the students that can't afford to go and compete, because we're a competition school. And so, we're going to use that money to help those that the parents, they can afford to train, but they can't go out and compete because, 3 or 4 kids in the family. But we have a lot of dedicated students.
I'm sure you do.
And, and that's the reason.
Well, I know that in Taekwondo, you do this, so I'll do that. But in our world, we hug. So it was so good. It was so good. See y'all today. Here's where you can reach out and learn more about them. They would love to help you on your journey to mental and physical and spiritual strength. Good to see you.
Thank you.
If you have a banking need, whether it's for a small business idea of your own, a mortgage or car loan, even a savings account for a new baby, TVFCU would love to help you. Online or in person, they're there to help. Learn more at tvfcu.com.
When Local 3 obtained this video, we went to work.